Hello, I'm Ed Graff, Superintendent of Minneapolis Public Schools. As I shared with you recently, we were notified by MFT, our teachers union, that MPS teachers and educational support professionals, known as ESPs, have filed their intent to strike. I'm here to give you some updates and to reassure you that we are still working literally day and night, meeting with our union representatives to reach contract agreements so we can avoid a strike and any disruption to student learning. But if a strike does happen, it's important that our students, staff, and families are prepared for what that means. The soonest a strike could happen would be on Tuesday, March 8th, if agreements are not reached before that date. That does not mean a strike will happen on that date, but by law, that's the earliest date that the strike can begin. If and when our teachers do strike, you should know that all MPS pre-K through 12th grade classes would be canceled. Before or after school care through Minneapolis Kids would also be canceled. To help families who have a very difficult time finding childcare, MPS will provide emergency child supervision, but only on an extremely limited basis for children in pre-K through 5th grade, for families who simply cannot find another option for the supervision of their children. Limited staff capacity and concern about the safety of our children in our care means that very few families will be served, and only those most in need. Again, these openings would be very limited, so we're strongly encouraging and recommending families to find other childcare options, as these are intended for families facing extreme hardship. Food service will continue to be available. After the first day of a strike, a meal bag with 1 breakfast and lunch will be available for pickup daily at your child's school. Pickup hours will be shared by your school. School-based clinics and mental health services will continue to be available to students through their schools. Varsity athletics would continue, and junior varsity and B squad practice will continue if adult supervision is available. Minneapolis Public Schools is deeply grateful to our teachers and ESPs. They are the heartbeat of our schools and in school communities. And we know that serving students during the pandemic has been immensely difficult. School staff have accomplished so much despite the many challenges they have faced. I want to emphasize that both Minneapolis Public Schools and MFT share many of the same priorities. Higher wages for our ESPs, more mental health supports for our students, and especially important, attracting and finding better ways to recruit and retain teaching staff who directly reflect the diversity of our students. And of course, competitive wages for our teachers. Minneapolis Public Schools continues to face a significant gap between the resources we have, our revenue, and the financial commitments we made, our expenses. The gap is caused by several factors. Our student enrollment is down. We have nearly 3,000 fewer students than last year. The government has underfunded public education for decades, in particular, special education and English learner services. The cost of running our schools continue to increase. We must ensure that Minneapolis Public Schools does not spend money it does not have. Thanks in part to the millions of dollars we're using this year, and again next year in one-time federal COVID relief funding, Minneapolis Public Schools can manage the budget shortfall for a while. But these one-time dollars should not be used for long-term expenses, since they end in September 2024 and will only add to a deficit. Again, no one wants a strike, and we will be working hard to avoid that, so students can stay in school with their teachers and friends and to keep on learning. We will continue to share updates with you in the days to come. Thank you for supporting Minneapolis Public Schools, our students, and staff.